Finally, a beautiful snowy day. I love when it looks like this outside because that means I get to stay inside. I've taken a little art break, but I'm back. In that time, I've moved again and I own a home now. And while it's been kind of crazy, the little spare time I do have, I'm rewatching King of the Hill. Why, you may ask? Because apparently a reboot's coming and I'm super excited about that. Here's my sketch of one of my favorite scenes, Slow Down Joe Jack.
Can I come too, Dad?
You bet, son. If you can catch a bobtail on the fly, you're welcome at Strickland Propane. Come on. Slow down, Joe Jack. Slow way down. Slower. Just stop the truck.
I've seen a lot of POSCA style artwork from Jason Chapman on my Pinterest feed lately, and so I kind of got some inspo from it. Although my POSCA color palette is kind of a lot. Oh well, I'm trying, okay? I really love the style and how the artist recreates scenes with a really limited color palette. I thought it would be a good challenge for me. This scene also involved a Texan snowy day, so it just felt appropriate. Even though I don't live in Texas anymore, after living there for 10 years, oh boy, let me tell you, snow in Texas is a different animal. I know everything looks kind of splotchy and streaky right now, but trust me, layering is super important when it comes to POSCAs. That or my paper is just really that bad. But you'll see over time how I start layering the colors over and over again and those streaks go away. Okay, I didn't have enough colors to color everything perfectly, but I think that's the charm of POSCA markers and also a limited color palette. So I went with this light purple color for the gray and used dark purple as a shade. I don't think Hank would support this color choice, but it is what it is. I'll admit, I was initially a big hater of the show. The animation style alone was really off-putting for me. I guess it's the same style as Beavis and Butthead, and I really hated that show too. But my roommates used to watch, and I'd catch myself giggling at a few funny jokes here and there. So I don't think I've ever finished King of the Hill. This will be my first watch through, and hopefully I finish before the reboot starts. This show hits so different after living in Texas the past 10 years. Some of the jokes kind of hit close to home. The football obsession, the unwavering faith in the US government, the weirdos that think everything is a conspiracy, the culty but loyal Texas pride, and parents obsessing over the time their kid went to state even if they're an accomplished professional working in corporate America, and also just the general necessary public panic when it comes to flooding and snow. I gotta say, I never realized how truly invested the creators were in conveying Texan culture, but I'm here for it. So I've got some hopes and dreams on what the reboot may have, and I'd love to hear yours if you have any. I'm curious to see if Hank and Peggy have another child, or do they end up raising GH instead? Will Cotton still be around? Better yet, will Ladybird? Hoping to see a bloodhound pup though, although I think Hank would be too heartbroken to get another dog. Apparently Dale's voice actor has passed away. That's really sad to hear. I assume we won't see him in the show, but I'm going to guess John Redcorn may take Dale's spot and raise Joseph. I also hope Joseph finds out who his actual father is. It really breaks my heart to see that Joseph never really learned to respect his culture due to his upbringing, so it would be nice to see him become more of an advocate for Indigenous people. I also hope to see John Redcorn do more with his land. I'm not sure how the show ends. Maybe it does end up that works out for itself, but if he ends up finding his way with that, that'd be so nice. I accidentally ordered more fine tip POSCA pens, but I think this is really helping me with coloring these finer details. I didn't even know they made separate sizes, so just so you know. This was my favorite part, outlining the Strickland propane logo on the propane tank. I don't know why, I just thought it brought the piece together really nicely. So here I noticed that the gray wasn't really working for the footstool and the side view mirror. It's really close to the gray sky, so I decided to change it to match the holding device that's already light purple. And fun thing with POSCAs is you could just color over that and fix your mistakes pretty easily. Okay, back to my hopes and dreams for the characters. I'm just gonna run through a few. Let me know if you have thoughts. Peggy was such a woman of her time. I love her in the early seasons before she gets a little egotistical, let's say. But it would be nice to see her following some kind of career path after Bobby has grown up and left the house. I think that's what she's always wanted. Speaking of Bobby, I do wonder if he and Connie would end up getting back together, but at the same time, I think they're better off as friends. It's a tough one. As someone who was raised similar to Connie, I do hope she finds a balance between being herself and being successful for her family. That's really hard to do, but I have high hopes for her. And Luann, I'm not sure. Her character direction seems all over the place to me. Again, I haven't finished the series, but maybe I just have to wait and see on her. It's really confusing because Buckley said she had a higher calling in earlier seasons, and it's really hard for me to accept her having a higher calling with Lucky. I don't know why, but I really dislike him. I think he makes a good impact on the characters overall, but he just feels so unnecessary. Okay, so hopefully using a Copic liner for facial features isn't cheating. I really like how this came out. I think I captured the expression pretty well. I might redo Hank's glasses in black because that's the color they are in the show. But at the same time, I'm also liking the softer tone that the brown gives. And oh my gosh, I really love how this came out. I probably put a little too much detail on the tree in comparison to everything else, but overall I'm pretty happy with the result. It's pretty fun recreating scenes with POSCA markers. I really like the limited color palettes and the challenge that it gives. I might try and do something else in the future, but in regards to this photo, let me know what you think. If you liked it, if you like a particular scene, maybe I'll try and do that at some point. And hopefully I'll have better paper by then. As always, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!